Hello, everybody. Welcome into Extra Time. Should we get straight to it? You all right? What are you looking at?
It's a little text.
Oh, yeah? Who's it from?
My wife.
Oh.
Hold on. On your
Let me watch.
On your watch. You big James.
Oh, yeah, that's right. This is
I tell you what,
really high tech. You've never seen that before.
You'll be next, won't you?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
You'll be next. Techno Tim over there.
Tell you what, there's no hiding place anywhere, is there?
Well,
Why do you want to hide?
Sorry?
I let my wife know before we started that St. Louis University women's team is playing in Kansas, where my daughter goes to school.
Right.
So there's just a bit of excitement.
so how do you differentiate the text from your phone to your watch, or do they mirror each other?
Yeah, mirror each other. This is funny. I mean, you're a technology guy.
No, I'm not too bad, but I know a man who's not.
He sorted out his ESPN Plus subscription now. That's sorted.
No, I didn't.
Well, someone else sorted it out for you.
Yes, they did.
What constitutes a bad day at work for you guys? We had excitement here today. And for those who think that maybe Craig isn't the softest, most loving of people, here he is eating a baby. Have we got that picture? There he is. That is Ava Grace Donaldson, Mark Donaldson, who works with us here at ESPN. Brought the baby in.
Listen to him, you're talking to a man with
I know.
with
At least she's got front
three
teeth.
grown-up kids.
Did he almost say the wrong amount of kids there?
And three.
And a grandson, of course.
Yes, you keep bringing that up. Although it was pointed out by Mark and his wife today. They'd say, "What are you laughing at, Marcotti?" It was pointed out that there's no way that my wife and myself could pass for grandparents.
But you are.
Oh, I know we are.
So obviously you can pass.
It's a difficult sell. That was a lovely little. What was the question? What constitutes a bad day at work? I'll tell you what it is.
What?
When you see the running order.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good thing is, though, you don't let it affect you or us.
My mood will be determined when I see the running order for this show.
Stevie?
We've got, like, when I come in and it's Champions League, full card,
Yep.
and our producer has got top 10 goals and bloopers,
That's tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah.
then that's going to tip me over the edge. There's about 10 Champions League games on.
He does struggle when it's international week too. If it's like the friendlies,
Oh, there you are.
it's not his favorite
Oh,
week
listen, I
either.
can
Oh, apparently it's our other producer tomorrow. She says no bloopers, no top 10.
No, it's the other idiot. Hope he's watching this. I can turn it on, son, when it's an international week.
Oh, dear. Gab, what constitutes a bad day for you? What is the one topic that when they ask you to write about, you're like, ugh?
You know what? I can generally deal with writing about everything. There's always something new to learn. But sometimes when there's certain subjects which have been done to death and like certain things never change, it gets a little bit tough. Certainly not Mourinho so much, because obviously he often says something new or different. But you know what it was for me, actually?
Oh, dear.
The last couple years of Wenger at Arsenal, where it was always kind of this very slow, morose. Is it time to cut him loose? Should he step down? How should he step down? Isn't it a shame? Wenger in, Wenger out, gratitude statue. No, not for me.
That's the other producer as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's him again.
Yeah. You never have a bad day, do you, Stevie? Or Brian? I don't think I've...
Try not to.
Yeah. Very cheery.
Parking space.
Yeah, parking space.
Parking space.
If you don't get a parking space near the building, you've got to park miles away. That's about it.
You know, once when he had to park far away, he called security to pick him up and take him to his car.
I'm going to tell you something now.
Why not?
It's
Well,
taken,
security got better things to do than drive you around.
it's taken years, but we're going to have to out him. It's taken years, but this has to be said. He just told a lie there. He said, well, you can't find a parking space and you park miles away.
Yeah.
He never parks miles away, because if
Not
you
true.
put the security cameras out there,
Not
he
true.
moves the cones out of the way and parks the car.
Not true.
And they've not yet been caught.
Not true. He was the one that said to me, by the way.
Goodness me, look at these
He
two
goes,
now.
hey, if you're ever struggling, here's what you do. See that cone over there? Just shift it. Nobody will know.
I never park anywhere where they're going to give me a warning. You, however.
Who will have more goals?
How else did you get that cone stuck in between your wheel and the car that time?
I said it was 2 cones. It was a double up.
Who will have more goals by the end of the season, Morata or Lukaku? Who's on what at the moment, Brian?
Lukaku.
Hey, what if he doesn't get a game?
That's still going to be more than Morata.
Okay, now that the weather is getting colder, would you rather play in the cold or in the heat? That's a good question.
Cold.
Cold?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
depends how cold.
Yeah.
How
No,
warm.
for me, the cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go and play in Aberdeen in February in midweek on an evening game when it's pouring with rain and the wind's coming off the North Sea.
can't
Because the
move.
stadium's right on the North
Yeah,
Sea.
I've played and stuff like that. The worst is 100 degree, 105 degree, humidity at 90%, and your body just wants to shut down.
I would say the heat.
The heat?
I prefer to play in the heat because I can just walk about and do nothing.
Oh.
But too hot, just do nothing. In the
Right.
cold, you can't. You're just cold.
Stevie?
So you just go and hide. You can warm yourself up running around.
And Aberdeen, you
See, I can't believe he just said that.
What?
You run around, you warm up.
Why?
I would expect that from a dauber who's never played in the freezing cold before.
You just had someone say I could just stand there.
Yeah, but I would be.
Have you ever seen him play?
So you're having
you
a
ever seen
problem
him
with
play?
me actually moving?
Have you ever seen him play? You know
standing
that punter line when they go, I wish somebody would just stand on the ball. There you go. I tell you what, when it's so cold, you can't move either because you can't run.
Just
I know, I'm scared.
I've just made the point you can.
Sorry, Brian. Yeah.
It's getting old now. We're not all deaf, you know.
Gab, would you prefer to be reporting on a game in the heat or the cold?
That's an easy one.
Well, if you're reporting, you're just kind of sitting there. You can layer up. It's not that big a deal. I'd go for the cold. But
Would
what
you?
Craig said about Aberdeen, I played rugby up there on this horrendous field in December. I think it was early December, and same thing with the wind whipping in from the North Sea. And it's one of those things where you end up turning blue. The big difference between rugby and football is that if you're in the scrum, like I was, you've got to go and try to bind on to other people and attach yourself to other guys who on this occasion, it was so cold, there was basically sheets of ice on their jerseys.
Wow.
And that is not pleasant.
Sounds brilliant.
Well, I'm glad you clarified, Gab, that you were in the scrum. Because for a minute there, I was
fly half.
I was
You have
unsure.
me
You might have been a
pictured
scrum
as an
half,
inside
but I wasn't
centre, I know.
Winger. He's not a flying winger, is he?
What is a superstition you did or do? What is a superstition you do or did as a player? Brian, what was yours? Did you have one?
When I was young, I did.
What was your younger one?
I would shower by washing one side of my body before going to the other side.
Upper and then lower, or left and then right?
Left and right, yes.
What, before a
But
game?
that ended pretty quick.
How did that even come about?
I have no idea.
Really?
Yeah. But that ended quick. As soon as that thing about superstitions I learned pretty quickly is you're going to lose games, you're going to have bad games. It has nothing to do with what you do beforehand.
But people stick to them, don't they? You
Some
said
people
before
do.
you had
Not
loads
me.
of them.
Hard millions of them.
Yep.
You just you turn up one day and go, well, I played well last week, and I remember slapping myself on the back of the head 3 times. Slight exaggeration. But you just come up with stuff
Right.
that you think happened, and then you do it again to make sure. And then when you lose, you go, right, that was.
What about you, Craig?
That was stupid.
I was the same. I
You have different ones.
had loads, but I can't remember.
Did you have?
I like shin pads. I used to have to put my shin pads in a certain time, in
Right.
a certain way. And then then there was another one with touching the pitch on the way out. All these stupid stuff.
There's all kinds of.
Did you play? What was the most ridiculous one that you played with someone and you thought, what are you doing?
I don't think it was a superstition. But Dr. Kamalo, back in the first year of MLS, you might remember Dr.
Yep.
Awesome, just a really nice guy to be around, but he had a cold. And so he brought a handkerchief out in the field and
Right.
played the whole game with a handkerchief in his hand. And so he'd pass the ball. pass the ball. I mean, it was. We couldn't believe it.
That is random.
Nobody wanted to be by him, though. Nobody would mark him.
Skanky hanky by the end of it.
Yes.
Oh.
Frode Grodås was the Norwegian #1 goalkeeper, and
Goalies, there's a shock.
Huh?
Goalies, there's a shock.
Goalie.
I've got one for the goalie now.
And he was at one point he was Chelsea #1 for a while, and he wouldn't go out until he'd hit his head on the ceiling.
That's brilliant. That is brilliant.
So, well, it wasn't as high as this, but they used to have these. Like, the ceiling was this kind of, both at the training ground and at the bridge at the time, was this kind of cheapish. It wasn't polystyrene.
Yeah.
It wasn't a hard material.
Like a hanging ceiling, yeah.
Yeah, and he would do the old, and he'd do that, those, and he'd change legs, and he had to hit his head on the ceiling.
Wow.
He's just trying to get on the end of the week now.
No, I'm not.
By jumping on
But you got to remember, he was Norwegian, and he was a goalkeeper, and the two of those, when you mix them together,
Right.
Grobbelaar
he was a little
What
bit.
did Grobbelaar do?
Grobbelaar had to knock the light in the bathroom, right? There was a light switch.
Right.
Oops.
So he had to volley the ball and knock the switch off. And he wouldn't stop until he did it. Just bang, 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 and eventually we hit the switch and we all go, thank God for that. That was that over.
What a faff.
It's hard to
Had
remember.
to do it.
isn't it?
Ah, there's millions of them.
That is it. We are ending the show, well, extra time now anyway. We'll be back tomorrow to look back at what's happening tomorrow.
Champions League.
Napoli PSG, Inter Barca, Spurs PSV,
Superstitions.
Atleti Dortmund,
Bloopers.
Bloopers. Top 10.
Top 10.
Picking teams between two other teams.
What?
Aye. Combining teams.